Today's oracle pull is from the Deep, Dark, and Dangerous Oracle by Stacy DeMarco. We have Scylla. Life throws adversity at you. There is no escaping this. Yet building resilience allows you to handle this better. Building flexibility is a key to developing resilience. Righteous anger is not shameful. Sometimes you get caught between a rock and a hard place. You need to make a decision between two poor outcomes to get to where you need to go right now. Most people who know of Scylla were introduced to her through Homer's epic, the Odyssey. Odysseus wanted to return home with his men. It is told that he will have to pass through the Straits of Messina, close to two monsters, to do so. Scylla guards one side of the rough and narrow waters, opposite Charybdis, another monster in the shape of an inescapable whirlpool. It is said that the two monsters were in an arrow's range of each other, so that if one didn't get you, the other certainly would. So who was Scylla, and was she always a monster? There are a number of origin stories of Scylla, but again, most relate to a woman being jealous of another and harming her enough that she becomes monstrous, a repeating motif in the ancient Greek world. Before she was turned into a monster, she was the beautiful sea nymph daughter of Phorcys and Ceto, deities of the sea. They were also the parents of the Gorgons. In one myth, it is said that Scylla was transformed by Poseidon's wife, Amphitrite, by placing a poisonous potion into the pool in which Scylla bathed. Poseidon had his eye on the beautiful Scylla, and his wife became jealous. The second myth featured the handsome Glaucus, a sea god who fell in love with her, but who she rejected. He asked the sorceress Circe, who he was friends with, for a love potion to assist him. She, however, was in love with Glaucus herself. Instead of the love potion, she'd created a drink that turned Scylla into a monster. Scylla then became a frightening creature who no man would ever find pleasing. She developed 6 heads on long snake-like necks, and each of these heads held a mouth with razor-sharp, shark-like teeth. Her legs were girdled by savage dogs, and she no longer had a human voice, but made the baying sounds of hounds. She had a half-crab shell that stuck out of the black cave and tumbled rocks she was perched upon. Odysseus asked the advice of Circe about the best way to pass the monsters and survive. Circe advised that both monsters were terrible and that loss of life would happen, but it was better to get closer to Scylla and lose a few men than to lose everyone and the ship to the whirlpool. Homer writes of Scylla in Circe's voice, "No crew can boast that they have ever sailed their ship past Scylla unscathed. Scylla was not born for death. She is a thing of terror, intractable, ferocious, and impossible to fight." Odysseus was literally caught between a rock and a hard place, yet decided that battling Scylla would be preferable. He and his crew sailed to the strait where both of them were and knew that death was near. They sailed closer to Scylla, who rose up in rage and slaughtered 6 sailors. 1 man was taken by each of her heads. Scylla remained resilient and undefeatable. In a much later story, recorded in Eustathius's commentary on Homer, it was said that the hero Heracles encountered Scylla during a journey to Sicily and managed to slay her. Her father, the sea god, Phorcys, immediately applied healing flaming torches to her body, and she returned to life. Again, Scylla rises, righteously ferocious, to thwart yet another pesky hero.